10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
3,
2, 1.
Our dream is to see a massive workforce of mature leaders and teams that is committed to seeing disciples of Jesus raised up in every country, every city, every community, every club, in every corner of the world. A workforce of 1 million coaches, of 1 million families, of 100 million athletes, all on the same mission to impact the world of sport and play, the world of fitness and action sport, and to impact the world of esport and all ability, until the glory of God covers the earth like the waters cover the sea.
As we go to the gaps, we need to have a healthy heart of the movement. The heart has 9 values that describe what we do, where we do, and how we do it. We cannot pass on the values through papers. It is more than a theoretical exercise. We need to work together with leaders and teams for multiple years to harmonize our heartbeat around the values.
We pursue this dream and carry this heart as a global movement of Kingdom 7 leaders, passionately volunteer to serve from local to global. We are highly decentralized without an office or a budget, but we are highly unified around our missiological framework of Ready, Set, Go. We are one family with 6 siblings, or like a volleyball team with 6 players. Go sport, go play, go fitness, go all ability, go action sports, and go game. Let's go together, one tribe, one family, one team, one body on this leader development journey toward maturity and multiplication of disciples to multiply this.
Ready, set, go!
Hello friends, welcome to the global arena. We are so excited you are here, wherever you're joining from, to step into something bigger than any of us could do alone.
I am Bira.
And I am Therese, and whether you are watching from a living room, a church, a gym, or a school, you are a part of something global.
For some of you, this is your first time hearing about sports movement. So let us start with introducing ourselves. We are a community of people who loves Jesus and sports, and we believe these two passions belong together.
That's right. Every week, over 5 billion people connect with sports, playing, watching, competing, or coaching. And that makes it one of the most powerful spaces for influence and transformation.
Through the movement called ReadySetGo, we help people around the world use sports to make disciples of Jesus wherever they are. And that's the heart of what we do.
And that happens through what we call the 6 Go modes. 6 unique ways to live out your faith and lead in your sport environment. They're kind of like 6 siblings in the same family. Different personalities, same mission.
There is Go Sports, focus on athletes and coaches. Go Fitness, reaching people in gyms and wellness spaces. Go Play, using games and fun to connect with families and communities. Go Action, which serves the action and extreme sports world. Go All Ability, embracing those with disabilities through inclusive sports. And Go Game, which reaches gamers online with the love of Christ.
Together, these modes give us a complete picture of how God can use sports to reach every kind of person in every kind of context.
And that's why we are here at Global Arena, to focus on what makes all of that thrive, leadership. Today, we will walk through stories of ordinary people who were called to lead. You will see how leaders grow, multiplies, and transform others.
As we go, you will notice patterns, values like modeling, responsibility, mentoring, and community. These are what we call the keys to leadership development, not just theory, but lived out in the lives of real leaders you will meet today.
So wherever you are at, starting your journey, growing a team, or mentoring the next generation, you are in the right place. Leadership is about influence, and we believe everyone is called to lead in some way.
So let us begin with chapter 1 in our Call to Lead series, a story that reminds us that everyone has a call to influence change.
remember Koji's best mate came up to me a few months after I'd been mentoring Koji, and he said, "Marty, would you mentor me? I want to be like Koji." He'd seen Koji growing.
And one of the things that I loved about Pavel is he always dreamed. He always wanted to do something bigger. He always wanted to go into new communities, start new projects.
When I'm interacting with Joki, she's always last. Like, even on the team, she's one of the best players, but she doesn't want to be, she wants someone else to be there. She wants someone else to be seen. And I'm like, this lady is so different.
Sport means a lot to me. I think sport is something God has given people to enjoy and to love, but also it's an amazing tool for growth. Sport reveals so much about who you are in the moments of greatness or in the moments of your biggest defeats.
Okay, Lord, thank you very much for this day, for this morning. Thank you, Jesus, for our family.
My name is Pavel Kripanov. I was born in Uzbekistan. I was born in an amazing Christian home who loved the Lord, who loved Jesus, but also they love sport. One thing I love about sports, it brings people together. It's something that is so hard to explain. Yeah, it's like glue that brings communities, that brings peoples, that brings cultures and passions together.
We love sport, not just because we are very competitive, but because that is one of the greatest opportunities to speak to the heart of the people.
They like to play and they teach them like really good stuff like the Bible.
I think being here is a learning experience where you get to get some experience of winning and losing. It's a great place to learn about your skills, how to get better.
My dream is to be a soccer player.
My favorite part about playing here is the people and the Bible stories.
The thing that's had the most impact on my life, I would say, is actually seeing the kids pick up not just the soccer skills, but also coming back next week and recapping what was or what they learned from the Bible.
We didn't want to just preach the gospel. We wanted them to really discover the Bible for themselves. That they would know how to go into the Bible, read it, and then understand what it's saying and discover it for themselves and what is God speaking to them. I remember really growing up in a context where Christianity was not allowed. At the time, Uzbekistan was the 7th most persecuted country in the world. And so my parents were really helping us grow in this understanding that our Heavenly Father is always there, because we were always at the point where, or risk, where we could lose our parents. I remember my parents and my uncle started a sports camp. My brother and I, we would go to the gates in the front of the camp, and we would hide in these little bushes, and we would be the lookout. So if we saw any police cars or any government cars drive by, we would sprint all the way back to camp. We would tell our parents or anyone who was in leadership and say, hey, somebody's coming. We need to hide all our Bibles. We need to hide all our resources and just make sure that it looks like just a soccer camp. And so in 2006, our family was deported from Uzbekistan. They gave us 48 hours to leave the country. And so we were declared as spiritual terrorists in Uzbekistan. And I remember it was a very long process, but God's hand was always on us. And so in 2007, we finally made our move to Houston, Texas. I didn't know what Houston was at the time. I remember being a young immigrant in Houston. I remember coming to Houston for the first time, and you get this cultural shock. You come from a completely different context, you come from a completely different culture, and now you're living in this new country where you don't know the language, You don't know how people talk. You don't know how people smile. As I was growing up here in Houston, this sense of maybe I don't belong here. Maybe this is not the place where I'm supposed to be. When we got kicked out of our country, I really started wrestling with God. When we already specifically moved to Houston, I knew that we have given so much as a family to serving the Lord. Starting new churches, discipling people, really sharing the gospel. And one day, everything was just gone. I was very angry with God. I really began to live in sin. And as we were driving through this community, we saw so much darkness, so much pain. We saw kids playing soccer over broken bottles and needles and drugs. And as we were driving through that, the Lord really spoke to my heart. And He said, you are heading down this path. Do you want to head down this path? Or if you walk with me, you can help these kids who are here, in this context, help them come out of that. I remember that following summer, I went to a sports training school, which is called Multiply School in Ukraine and Belarus, where really I recommitted my life back to the Lord when I was 16. The moment that changed my life forever, that I remember, that really showed me my calling for disciple making through sport, was when it was our first day coming to the fields in Alief, which is in Southwest Houston, Texas. We pulled up to the parking lot. We're coming out to the fields. We're unloading our equipment, and there was a boy laying there, kind of just laying on the field, and he asked us, "Who are you guys?" And we told him, "Yeah, we're soccer coaches. I think you saw the flyer. We're gonna do soccer practice here for everybody who wants to play and loves soccer." And so then he asked a question that really stood out to me, that really changed my life. He looked at us and he said, "Are you going to be like everybody else who comes to our refugee and immigrant community, who will take these pictures of us, will take these videos of us, and then we'll never see you again?" And really that hit me to my heart, because a lot of these kids experienced and were hurt by people who would come, use them as props or as different things, and there was no one who would actually look at them and walk with them in their lives. And I think that was a really big turning point in my life, that I don't want to just come and run a great program. I don't want to just come and do a great event for them, and those are great things, but the main purpose is to disciple them and walk with them, and understanding that walking with them is not simple. It's not easy. But walking and equipping them and discipling them is showing up nonstop, even at times when you really don't feel like doing that.
The very first one, we were very thrilled. And the reason why, because we saw like they wanted to move in some kind of places that Jesus wants to be. And that was our huge joy. But another, that was a little bit kind of the scary. The reason why, because that was the one of the unprivileged community and dangerous part of the life in Houston. But we decided that God will lead them in this context and their journey.
But what really kept me going is knowing that the Lord is behind me, and when I need the words to speak, He was going to give me the words to speak. When I needed the strength to keep going, He would give me that strength. When I needed influence, He would give me influence.
I think the most thing that has impacted me is, I'm gonna say it goes back to the Bible, right? Jesus called us to be able to serve and to be able to make disciples, right? When we're out here with these kids, we're not just coaching them about soccer, but we're also sharing the gospel, just feeding them the word, and at the end of the day, it's God who's working in them. So I think that's the most thing that has impacted me, to see these kids come to either know Jesus or rededicated themselves to Jesus.
Pivotal point in our ministry, as soon as we really saw the growth in our ministry, that we not just started bringing other people in and equipping them and helping them become leaders, but we were looking at the long picture. We were thinking a lot of our players who are 12, 13, or 14 years old right now Eventually they're going to come to an age that are 18 or 20 that they can be the next generation of leaders. They can be the ones who are giving back to the community. We work with the school district in Alief, which has 41,000 students that attend 46 schools. 70% of students are refugees and immigrants. Almost half of them, 20,000 students, have limited English proficiency, so they speak a different language at home. 83% of students come from economically disadvantaged homes. 84% of students are at risk of dropping out of school. And 40% of students grow up in a fatherless or a single parent household. We want to see Houston be the city of God. We want Alief to be a city of God.
And one of the things that I loved about Pavel is he always dreamed. He always wanted to do something bigger. He always wanted to go into new communities, start new projects.
The Lord has placed a really strong vision for myself, for our team. We work and partner with the school district here, and really our vision for the next 5 years is to be in every school of Alief by 2030.
One of the main things that we're really excited about is the World Cup that is coming here in 2026.
A project that's been working on for the past 4 or 5 years called Nations United.
This is a great opportunity for you to invite people into your home to watch games together, have spiritual conversations together. It's a great opportunity for you to do something in the community.
Nations United is a specific tool that has picked out 5 to 6 most proven models that have worked all around the globe.
Maybe it's Cup of Nations or League of Nations or a festival, but we see World Cup and then Olympic Games in 2028 as great momentum builders to really take the models that are developed in different cities of the US and multiply them everywhere. And our desire is that the local church would see the power of sport in their communities.
Because when we see the brokenness in Alief and Houston, we have to respond to what God has called us to do.
Welcome back to Global Arena. That first chapter of Call to Lead was such a powerful reminder of who we are and what we are called to.
Yes, we saw the heart of a disciple maker, someone who begins local, someone who sees sport not just as a game, but as a space where lives are transformed through Jesus.
And that is not just the beginning. It is the core of everything we do. Disciple making is not a stage we outgrow, it is our foundation.
And to help you to grow in that calling, we have launched 2 new training series designed to support your journey and strengthen how you lead others in faith and scripture.
The first is a 7-session disciple making series covering themes like what the Great Commission really means, the process of making disciples, prayer and the Holy Spirit, connecting with different kinds of people, finding the person of peace, helping disciples mature, and multiplying disciple makers.
Then there is the Bible Handling series, 5 sessions that will help you explore and teach God's Word clearly. You will learn tools like the paragraph tool, the context tool, the application tool, and how to prepare and give a clear, relevant Bible talk.
You can take these sessions at ReadySetGo.training. They are interactive and walk you through the process step by step. And if you are training in person, head to ReadySetGo.tools to download session outlines and slide decks for your own setting.
These resources are here to serve your mission, not just to lead, but to make disciples who lead others. That is the heartbeat of this movement.
And as we stay faithful in that calling, God often invites us to more, to raise others up, to lead not just individuals, but teams, to become equippers.
That is the focus of the next chapter in Call to Lead. As we continue, we will watch what it looks like when a disciple maker grows into an equipper, someone who helps others lead.
Here's chapter 2, growing a team and equipping others.
My name is Joki Zare, married to Marvin Zare. We have 2 kids, and it's been a wonderful journey of growing to know that I'm a child of God. A child of God, that's my first identity, something I had to learn. It's not sports, it's not, impressing people. First identity is as a child of God. Interestingly, today is a day where we're kind of celebrating many years of women in sports, and and it's been a joy to play alongside Lydia in a team of legends. They call them legends, who are just coming together, celebrating how we founded women's football in Kenya. And some of these girls, I was able to also pray with them in my old team, so it's bringing back good memories, nostalgia, but good memories. My husband and I do work in sports ministry. We serve in the community in a place called Juja in Kenya, in a county called Kiambu. And that region is full of lots of young people. It's a bit further out from downtown Nairobi City, but we do get to see a lot of growth in young people. With the sports movement, it's been a long journey of knowing how to be in the different seasons, whether you're in the field, whether you're helping people outside of the field. And also one key lesson I learned was that most of the play is just to connect, but when you're actually finding a person of peace, a leader who's going to now open up the community to you, that's where the true work happens. It doesn't happen on the field, it happens outside, when you're walking home, when you're eating together, when you're condoning with somebody who's lost a loved one, when you're just being there for them in their time of need. I think that's when true discipleship happens.
My name is Lydia Aswani and I come from Kenya. Yeah, Lydia is a mother of 3, a wife, and yeah, she'll be turning soon 33 years. Yes, so Lydia was born and raised in western part of Kenya. Yeah, she was a vibrant, very energetic girl growing up with her grandmom.
I remember meeting Lydia once. A good memory I have. I'm sure I met her before this, but the key one I remember was when we had a women's meeting at a church, and she brought some very passionate points about why women in sports, especially football, have steered away from their femininity. And this is a big topic all across the world, of course. But we discussed some of the issues surrounding, mismanagement of girls and how there's a big need for women to understand our issues and talk about them. And that space, I really picked out that she was really passionate and she has a really big heart to see change happen in the women's game.
Jesus has given me an opportunity to actually represent him and bring him where athletes are. So for me, it's like, this is so sweet. Like, we don't have to stop playing to go and search him somewhere else. He's just here. So that is one of the things that I celebrate about disciple making in sports. When you bring discipleship in a space where people want to be willingly, it is natural. In sports, there is so much, it's a relational space where people love one another naturally. People it's a competition space where there is mutual love and interactions and a community.
And one thing I love about Lydia is her sensitivity to the Spirit when he did call her to walk in his ways, in terms of, she had so many questions. I remember Lydia doesn't shy from asking questions. When you meet Lydia, she's just willing to ask and keep growing. And you can tell that what she's not asking for herself or to be seen. She's asking so she can apply it to her life.
I remember when I met Joki some years back, that is the first ever woman I'll say she can lay her life down for someone else. Yes, I have seen Joki living a lifeless life for others, giving out and forgetting even herself at some point. And I never even knew her. I never knew her much, but she was always the last when we interacted. She could always put herself last. I found myself in a community that actually doesn't have football pitches or spaces. But in my whole thinking, I was like, football is the only language I'm gonna use to change the face of my community, to reach out to children, to youth. And I'm here in a community that has no space for football. And I'm shattered. And I'm wondering, what next?
I remember she and her friend would just pray about a new way to reach out to the community here, because most of the fields are gone in this community. And God talked to them and gave them jump rope as a way to go. And Lydia had no idea about how to do any of these things, but if you watch her now, she's one of the best jumpers around. And she's so passionate about learning a new skill, using it for the glory of God.
So grateful that God has been with me on this journey, and He has touched some of the leaders that I've been working with and impacted them so much that to this, at this point, I can leave my program, or not even my program, our program to them, and I can go anywhere, even 3 months, 6 months, and the program will run faithfully.
She's very good as a leader. She came for the Multiply School in Kenya, and also again there was being a great leader among the other her fellow teammates. And even just listening to some of the things from the people that she walks with, how serious they are about
God and how she's instilling that in them. So for me, I'm watching and seeing, wow, that the next generation after her is already doing so much and leading so much that it's been great to see and humbling too.
Through a lot of prayer and through a lot of just being together, I think that's when we forged this relationship of her. She would be very open with me. If she has something she's asking God about and she has questions about, she'd text me and say, what does this mean? You know, does God speak in this way? And I remember those would really challenge us to, you know, pray together and think about what is God saying. And so for me, that's when it began, is just through that natural, organic friendship that was really open to ask questions, but also being very willing to learn.
One of the things that inspired me also to just be closer to the family is I have never felt so safe in someone's house the way I feel when I'm in Joki's house. Like, I can go anywhere, we cook together, and then the best part is we could play soccer in the house. Yeah, and that became even so natural, and also like the way they love Jesus. So I was also on the journey, like I really want to love Jesus and to know him more. So like they pray, they share Jesus with their heart out, and I'm like, I want to be like them when I grow up. And just seeing them also being a young couple and just doing things in a way, okay, they're not perfect, but doing things that you can tell, this is life, like this is real, this is genuine, like stood out for me. And I wanted friends like those ones for most of my life. So yeah, I appreciate them so much. And also like when I share with them some of little success, and they just make it look like it is not little, it is too big. Let's celebrate, like makes me want to be with them even more. Yeah.
Welcome back again to Global Arena. We are halfway through Call to Lead, and Chapter 2 was such a meaningful look into the role of the equipper.
Yes, and it's such a vital shift in leadership journey. The equipper is not just someone who knows more. They are someone who is intentional about growing others.
Equippers are the trainers, the teachers, the organizers, the ones who help teams come alive with purpose and structure. They see potential in others, and they give it room to grow.
They don't stop being disciple makers. That's always the foundation. But as God entrusts more, equippers is stepping into that next layer, helping others lead, not just helping them follow.
That is why we have developed a brand new team building series to help you walk out that call with clarity and strength. It includes 3 sessions: starting a team, growing a team, and becoming a multiplying team.
Each one help you navigate real leadership questions like how to create shared vision, develop healthy culture, and form structures that help people grow.
Unlike the other new content we have shared today, these sessions are available at ReadySetGo.training, a digital interactive platform where you can take each session at your own pace.
And if you are leading in person, go to ReadySetGo.tools to download session outlines and slides, perfect for team meetings, workshops, or training days.
And here is something that brings it all come together. We now have Live It Out kits for every session package. That includes the ones released today and from previous Global Arenas.
These kits are built to help you practice what you learn. They are full of real-life application tools, activities, questions, and steps that help you and your team move from content to action.
Whether you are working through disciple making, Bible handling, team building, or any other leadership area, you will find a Live It Out kit for it at ReadySetGo.tools.
And if you need help along the way, we have got you covered. Check out our YouTube channel, ReadySetGo World, where you will find the how-to video series.
These short, practical videos will guide you through how to use the platform, apply the tools, and even build your own resources. They are perfect for disciple makers and equippers alike.
Because the goal is not just knowing more, it is helping others grow.
Now, as we continue in Call to Lead, we step into the next layer of leadership, mentoring, walking with leaders over time, helping them multiply teams and networks.
This is the long game, the quiet investment that leads to sustained movement.
Here is Chapter 3 of Call to Lead, mentoring and multiplication.
I remember Koji's best mate came up to me a few months after I'd been mentoring Koji, and he said, "Marty, would you mentor me? I want to be like Koji." He'd seen Koji growing, and he said, "That's what I want." And so what I want to do is, I actually think mentoring is the best way to disciple someone, because it forces them to face the things that are getting in the way of them truly being who God's made them to be. So what I'm trying to do is start this mentoring movement all across Japan. We have a goal of training 500 men as mentors. And it's really for us a way to disciple men, you know, to make disciples who make disciples, to make mentors who make mentors. And we just think, like, there's one guy I'm mentoring who is now mentoring 25 Japanese guys. I mean, that's crazy. But he's just so alive and he's found his own calling. Well, I can't do what he does. He's young, the young guys love him. And so I want to train more people, because I just think here's a strategy, particularly of reaching men. Do you know, in Japan, only 1 in 2,000 men are in church on a Sunday. Where are they? How do we contact them? And I think they're so lonely. I think we've got to mentor these men so they can meet and mentor others. And I think we grow a movement. That's what I want to see.
My name is Koji, and I'm from Japan. I got recently engaged, so there's a fiance. I'm going to get married this year. I am seeking the Lord. I'm a child of God. I think that's who I am. So I started playing tennis at 8 years old. I really loved like how it all works. Then when I started to just like play in the tournament, I think that's the time that I was just slowly just getting more involved. I just want to just win. I want to play more, and like I think those are the time that I was just getting more involved with the sports. Christian population in Japan is only 1%. Then if it's gonna be missionaries and pastors, it's gonna be obviously less than 1%. It could be like 0.3 or something. I do really think this 1% of Christianity, like this Christians, they need to be equipped, then they need to be mobilized to just reach into 99%. So I just really do think we need to just like really invest on this 1%. We just first, Christians need to be first discipled, then they need to be disciple maker so that they are able to just go and reach into this 99%. In Japan, I'm just really sensing that God's gonna bring this mass revival in coming years, but we need to prepare. One day I just saw this vision, God just saying to Noah, like, build a ship because the flood will come. So, you know, I just really felt like this flood of revival come, but we need to build a ship. Building the ship can be like building the community, building up the people. So I feel like there is this sense of like, we need to prepare, we need to raise up more people to win the people that God is going to bring. So that is my passion, to just really just, you know, train other people and equip other people.
So often people think, oh, mentoring, that's really important. But I don't know if they really know what it is, because you see, to really be mentored, if someone asks me to mentor them, I really take them on. Do you really want to grow? You know, my mentor had said to me, tell me what you don't want to tell me. Oh, I hated the question, but I loved it because it meant that I wasn't living in the dark. I didn't have a hidden life anymore. I just was willing to tell him. And I think everyone wants someone who can see them, who sees them as valuable, who can see who they can be. And they need a hand to get out of it. You know, there's this great line that says, we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. We're stuck in our heads so often. And mentoring just helps people, I think, move from the head to the heart. And it's a universal desire. But I particularly see the need here in Japan.
So what Marty does in the mentoring time is you don't say that, okay, this is my opinion. Even if I would just come in to say, hey Marty, I just have this question. Can I just like get your wisdom? Like, can you just answer this? But you wouldn't answer, because what you say is like, Koji, what do you think God's saying to you? What is your spirit saying? So that I don't like, I don't just depend on you. What you always want to do is to just like help me look at Jesus, like what is God saying? So that is helping me so much to just help me grow towards Jesus.
then there is a healthy relationship too. Yeah.
And it was a really special moment. Koji and I spoke. We do talks at the high school with love and sex and dating, and Koji, because Coach has to translate for me, Koji told me the story of one of these young guys who's 17 years old. He said, I really liked that last talk, and I've made a little group of 2 other guys, and we're accountable every night about how we're going in the battle with the flesh. And I can remember just getting so excited because I showed Koji how we do this, he does that himself, and now he was encouraging the next generation to do that, and so he's just become more and more a model.
So I was always having this small paper in the corner in my room, like, who are you becoming? Then that was the question that I'm asking to myself. With the decision that I'm going to make, it is always shaping me, but I want Jesus to shape who I am.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Paul says, follow me as I follow Christ.
Yep.
And that's what people are doing now for Koji. And you know, it's so beautiful, mate. You're really humble about it in the sense that you just feel so privileged that these guys, and they just want to be with you. He just loves you, Koji.
Yep.
You know, and you celebrate him.
Yes.
Do say, look at the guys. I only know some of them. I don't know them all, but you're so committed to them. You love them, and they just feel that love. And they're growing so much, and now they're helping others. Oh man, what a great life we live.
Yes. Oh, I want to see them just like living out this abundant life. I just want to see them just like beaming out this life that Jesus has given. So I think there is a hardship, there is struggles, but that's the thing that I think God want me to just really just do for others, to just building up, equipping them to just fight and grow in this and live out this abundant life. How my mentor helped me mentor other people right now is that he really saw me. I felt seen beyond what I can do, not the ability that I have, but he saw the potential in me. Then he believed in me too. So whenever I try to mentor other people, I try to just like see how God is seeing them, then the potential that they are having, they can grow so much. That's how I try to see, and that's something that I've learned from my mentor.
Welcome back. Chapter 3 of Call to Lead gave us a look into a different kind of leadership, the quiet, steady, long-term kind.
Yes, the role of the mentor. Someone who walks with leaders, not just for a season, but for a long journey. Who multiplies not only disciples, but also teams and movements.
It is not fancy, it is not fast, but it is deeply transformational. Mentors invest in people, patiently, persistently, helping them stay grounded and grow strong.
To support those walking that role, we have created the Mentor's Guide, a resource just like the Equiper's Guide, designed to help you guide others through their growth, leadership, and multiplication.
It is available now, connected to all the new training sessions you have seen today. And just like our other tools, it is ready to download at ReadySetGo.tools.
And we know that mentoring is not a one-time thing. It is a rhythm. That's why we have created ongoing tools for mentors like Mentoring Lessons Telegram group.
The lessons in the Mentoring Lessons Telegram group are drawn directly from the real experiences of sport movement leaders around the world. If you are an emerging leader or mentoring one, this is a space where you can receive bite-sized mentoring content each week on leadership, team building, and spiritual maturity.
And many of those same reflections are also available on the YouVersion Bible app as reading plans, short, scripture-based devotionals. Thousands of people have already completed them and are growing week by week in their leadership and faith.
And now, we want to introduce you to a story that deeply reflects the spirit of mentoring, a documentary we believe every leader should watch.
It is called simply Eddie, the story of an ordinary man whose vision to start a sports network quietly sparked a leadership movement that is still growing today.
Eddie was reluctant to tell his story. He didn't want the spotlight, but he realized how important it was to pass on leadership lessons, even the ones that came from mistakes and painful moments.
So this is not a hero story. It is a humble one, a picture of what upside-down leadership looks like, the kind that points to Jesus, not to ourselves.
Watch it with that heart. Be inspired, laugh, cry, and most of all, be the leader you were born to be. You can find the documentary on our YouTube channel, ReadySetGo World.
And now, we move from story to conversation. Some of the young leaders featured in Call to Lead, leaders who are grounded in the Word, shaped by experience, and committed to multiplying others, are joining us live.
Let's listen in on a panel discussion about what is ahead, the challenges, the dreams, and the opportunities that define the future of leadership.
Let's go there together.
What a journey we have been on, and now we are joined by two leaders whose stories gave so much heart to the Call to Lead series, Pavel and Koji. It's so great to have you here with us.
Yes, thank you both. You have really modeled what leadership looks like in this movement. And not only one role, but the full picture as disciple makers, equippers, and mentors, all at once and always growing.
What does equipping look like in your day-to-day life? Are there rhythms or tools that you may use to make a difference?
And an amazing tool that really helped us is using the Discovery Bible Study Group. Really a simple tool, but so powerful that it touches every aspect of our lives and really helps us to shape us as disciples of Christ, whether it's praying or encouraging one another. And that's been an amazing tool.
What has been helping me to equip other people is to do this daily report with my mentees to score out of 10 how we are doing in a relationship with God. Are we feeding our flesh today, or are we just like really growing in the relationship with God? Then when someone is rating themselves 2 or 3, it's helpful for us to know so that we can have accountability. Then we can pray for each other, we can encourage each other. So that has been really helping me to equip others and also have this accountability.
I appreciate your responses. And we understand that leadership is not always easy. What is one mistake or a hard moment that has allowed you to grow in your leadership today?
Yeah, I think there's always going to be a lot of mistakes, and I've made plenty of them throughout my time. But I think the biggest mistake that I've made is putting my ministry to the Lord as a substitute to my relationship with Jesus. I often thought, oh, well, the more I serve the Lord, the more I serve others, the better my relationship with Christ is. And it wasn't until a point where I came that I got completely burnt out. It's like, I don't think I can do this anymore. And I didn't really understand why. I was like, I'm serving you, Lord, all the time. But my cup was completely depleted. And until I realized that serving the Lord and having a personal relationship with Jesus are separate things. And you need to really fill up your cup if you're going to serve others.
So for me, what has helped me to grow as a leader was receiving a feedback. In Japan, fear of men is big. It's a really big thing. So people don't really give a feedback. But I really appreciate my best friend. He would just really speak truth and love to me. One of the biggest feedback that I received from him was like him telling me, Koji, you're very arrogant. Then that was very hard for me to receive. I just wanted to collect the data. When did you feel in that way? But that helped me to hear from the Lord, whether this is true or not about myself. Then that process just helped me to grow and reflect on how I am doing. So receiving a feedback, sometimes it can be very out of blue, but always receive it, then bring it to God to filter that. So it's been really helpful to receive a feedback.
I love that response. And as we think of our leaders, let's dream for a moment. What type of leaders do you think the movement needs in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I think we need leaders who are bold visionaries, but also leaders who are practical and are able to bring those visions down to earth. I think a lot of times it's amazing to dream big and to look towards the future, but then to bring it more practically and how do you actually get there is a challenge. For as long as I can remember, our team, we had amazing visions and we dreamed big. But what we did from day to day felt so out of touch with our vision that every time we did our tasks and things, it didn't feel like we were stepping closer to our vision. And so I think that's very important that we have leaders who can dream big for the future, but also leaders who can bring that down to earth and really understand how we can get there step by step.
I want to see leaders working together in 5 years or 10 years' time. Those are someone who would fight for the kingdom, then seeking the kingdom together, then fearing the Lord. Skills, all sorts of sports ministry skills and those kind of things can come later, but the heart to seek the Lord together and fearing the King, that is something that I want to see more in the leaders.
This is our final question. If someone is watching today and they're unsure about their leadership, what would you tell them to encourage them?
My encouragement would be, don't wait till you feel ready. Just start where you are. That's the amazing thing about leadership, is that it's not a title. You don't have to go through a hiring process. The thing about leadership, it's serving those that are around you the way Jesus has. I remember when we were just starting our ministry and we're driving through the neighborhood and community of where we saw a lot of immigrant and refugee kids playing soccer over broken beer bottles, drugs, and needles, and so many things. And we saw so much pain and darkness. And when my parents saw that, they asked us a simple question. Said, what are you going to do about it? And it's amazing to see what God has done with one simple step of just starting a soccer practice. And now being in ministry for over 10 years. Seeing his faithfulness through that process. And one of my favorite characters in the Bible is Moses. Moses wasn't ready for the calling. He didn't want to do it. He felt like he was not qualified for it. And what I love about this story is that there wasn't a time where the Lord said and affirmed him, wow, you're so amazing, Moses. Don't worry, you will be great. You're a great speaker. But the Lord said, rely on me. I will be your words. That's what I love about this journey, is that God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies those who say yes to him.
I want to encourage you to hear from the Lord. What is Father, Papa is saying to you right now? I feel like rather than me just saying something right now, I felt like it's the best thing to hear from Papa directly. Last year was very hard for me. I needed to have the encouragement. Then I really felt like God saying to me, Koji, I got you. It's going to be all right. So I needed to just stay on those words. I needed to hold on to that words. Then that helped me to keep going. So I really want to encourage you in the place where you're at, hearing from the Lord, because Papa has the best interest on you. Yeah.
Wow, such a great input. Thank you, Koji. Thank you, Pavel. Your stories, your faithfulness, they really challenged, but also encouraged us.
To everyone watching, remember, leadership does not require perfection.
So let us keep making disciples. Let us keep equipping others. And let us keep mentoring with faith.
Because this is how we multiply and shape the future of leadership.
By walking closely with Jesus and helping others to do the same.
What a journey this has been. From powerful stories to practical resources, Global Arena has reminded us that leadership is not something we step into, it's something we live into day by day.
And if you loved that last conversation in our panel, we have so much more. And we are excited inviting you to ReadySetGo podcast, now available on our YouTube channel.
In these episodes, you will hear from leaders all over the world discussing topics that matter. Things like spiritual disciplines, holistic health, and how to become an effective facilitator. These are deep, real, and super practical conversations.
We have also introduced you to brand new training sessions on disciple making, Bible handling, and team building, along with new mentors guide, Live It Out kits, and how-to video series.
And we have seen what leadership looks like when we live it out as disciple makers, equippers, and mentors, grounded in the Word and shaped by experience and committed to multiplying others.
But we are not done yet. We have prepared 6 special spin-off videos, each focused in one of the Go modes: Go Sports, Go Fitness, Go Action, Go Play, Go All Ability, and Go Game.
Each video is about 8 minutes long, short, focused, and packed with inspiration. You can watch the one that fits your context best or explore more than one as a group. Don't forget, you can take all these courses for free at ReadySetGo.training. It is a full leadership library right at your fingertips. All you need to do is register and start learning today.
And if you want to re-watch anything from today's event or share it with your team, this entire experience will be available soon on our YouTube channel and at globalarena.world.
From all of us here at Global Arena, thank you. Thank you for your faithfulness, your leadership, and your heart to multiply.
Let us keep going together for Jesus, for the world of sport, for transformation.
Transforming sports everywhere.